Listen, everybody needs a fairy godmother, just somebody to look out for them. Some people call me their fairy smoke mother, others their internet big sister, but you can call me Hannah, the host of Smoke Sash. So come hang out, let's light up and talk everything there is to life. The good, the bad, the ugly, the embarrassing. I've got a story for it all. Oh my goodness. Good fucking morning, hotties of the world. Welcome back to another hopefully amazing, fun, restorative episode of Smoke Sesh. My name is Hannah, your host, and I am here. I am surviving, but I'm here nonetheless. My God, did yesterday just absolutely fucking wipe me out. Anybody else have kind of a hectic, chaotic, high emotional weekend like I did? Because my God, I haven't had a day like this in a while. I have done the work on myself to become as emotionally stable as possible, simply because I do have a personality disorder and it is very hard for me to control and stay in my emotions, especially healthier emotions. It's so easy to get swept up by the negative. So that's something I've really worked on with myself for a while, is just choosing peace, Like, it is so much easier to be mad at the fucking world constantly, but like, is that really going to be a way to live life? No, it's probably going to end my life sooner rather than later. So like, let's look on the positive side of things. That's one big thing I had to learn after getting out of the slammer, the institution of sorts, is sometimes you really do need to choose peace just for your mental health. So that's something I've been honestly fairly good at. I would say I have like one major breakdown like a month. Okay, actually not even a month, probably every other month I have one major breakdown. And in the past, my major breakdowns were like psych ward level, like, oh my God, someone check on her, is she okay, did she set herself on fire? But now my kind of mental breakdowns are just like, I need to go cry it out in the shower for like 2 hours, eat a bowl of noodles, and then like smoke a bowl and go to bed. That's my like falling out now. Pretty healthy if I do say so myself. In the past, it would be like, I'm burning down my house, myself inside of it, and everybody else who's around me. Like, it was just chaos. Anyways, I've done the work. I've gotten pretty good where it's like, I know a routine I can put myself into whenever I'm not feeling great. I know how to kind of calm myself down. But my God, I have not had a day that tested me in a while. And of course, you know what? I should have fucking known. Of course, the Capricorn full moon that day, Sunday/Saturday evening, it really tested me. It did. I have a Capricorn moon, so I understand just how difficult those emotions can be and how heightened they can be and how sensitive you can be. Absolutely. I get you, girl. There's nothing wrong with being a little sensitive. You know what I mean? We're all a little more sensitive to some things than others. Sometimes we have a bad day. Sometimes, we're just not feeling it. I really was not feeling it. Actually, if I'm being honest, I woke up Sunday and I was like, okay, I wrote up a little thing about the Capricorn full moon the night before, just giving all the girls on the Patreon a warning. Just like on the Patreon, I always do astrology updates whenever there's something big happening. So of course I had to do a little write up on the full moon. And I was like, okay, emotions are going to be heightened. Let's focus on seeing the positive in things. Like, here's a little warning to my girlies. It might be a little bit of a chaotic day. Let's focus on releasing. One of the major big themes of the Capricorn full moon, which a lot of you I'm sure probably felt, was like the ending of cycles. This is the second Capricorn full moon that we have had in the span of a month. The last one being on June 21st. And that one I feel like was about recognizing and realizing patterns. And the second one that we went through yesterday or 2 days ago was all about getting fucking fed up with them. Seeing so many reoccurring themes and patterns and behaviors in our life that we get to the point that we're like, you know what, I'm fucking done. I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to be this person. I don't want to be around these people. I don't want to have these habits. I'm fucking over it, which honestly I think can be a great motivator. Sometimes, especially for me, who is the kind of hopeful, wholehearted girly who likes to hold on to things until they are completely run down, sometimes you just have to get fucking fed up to find some like inspiration or to move forward. So I do think my mental breakdown I can use into a positive area of my life. But my God, does it not take a fucking toll on you? So anyways, the themes of Sunday, that full moon, Saturday night, Sunday, was all about, I'm just over it. I don't want to live this kind of life. I want to change things up. I want to see more for myself. Let's make a 5-year plan. Who do we want to be and how do we become her? Very inspiring things. Unfortunately, the inspiration did come out of some dark places for me. I woke up at 8 a.m. You're like, girl, that's nothing. That's nothing. I know, but I did go to bed at like 2 a.m. the night before. Woke up at 8 a.m. I had to work a brunch shift. Things were going good. I was cat sitting my neighbor's cats. So like I got to wake up, have my little morning coffee, get ready, and then go pet some cats, feed them, go on to my shift, whatever. Things are honestly going pretty good. Working brunch is not for the weak though, I have realized, because brunch brings out like a different kind of entitlement that I'm not necessarily used to. Maybe it's from the drinking, I'm not sure. But I don't do well with being treated as if I am... Like I'm a service worker, but like, babe, I'm not your personal butler. Do you know what I mean? A please and a thank you goes a long way. You know what kind of bitch I fucking hate? A bitch who can't say please and thank you. Who raised you? Where did you come from? Did your parents not teach you any fucking decorum? Like, what's going on? Anyways, I was trying to keep my level-headedness, do my best, smile through the pain, have a little champagne drink here and there to take the edge off, you know, eat a little food. Our chef made us little breakfast tacos. Like, I was doing okay. And then we just got slammed out of nowhere. We had a bunch of fucking tables. I'm working my ass off. It's like 1 p.m. in the afternoon. I'm sleepy, tired. I'm doing my best. I see all these people out enjoying their Sunday, and I'm like, God, I wish I could fucking be doing this, but whatever. I'm here to work. I'm doing my thing. And then the thing about my restaurant, it has pretty low ceilings. It's pretty low ceilings, and if you're not careful and you're above the height of like 5'3", I'm like 5'6", 5'8", I don't really know. Anyways, I'm obviously above the height of 5'3". You have to kind of watch your head when you're walking through doors or upstairs or whatever. And I was running around. I'm pretty careful about this stuff, but I was running, slam, hit my fucking head so hard that like my vision went black for a second. You know when you hit your head so hard that you're like, holy shit, that just my brain actually just shook inside my entire head. I felt my skull rattle. That is exactly what happened to me. And I had to just like take a deep breath. I went to the bathroom. I looked in the bathroom. I'm immediately bleeding. My head immediately goosebumps. And I'm like, oh my God, what the fuck is happening? What is going on? I'm still like, I have 9 tables. I'm running around. There's no time to stop. I'm like, fuck it. Keep pushing. I'm doing my best with these fucking greedy ass tables. And also, I don't know what it is about brunch, but the no tippers also come out. What is happening? Like, I get maybe on a to-go order stiffing a tip every once in a while. Maybe like a 15%, whatever it is. I've worked to go. I've done that. It's no biggie, because the thing about like working on a to-go is you usually make hourly as well, because they know people don't usually or don't as often tip 20% when ordering to-goes. I get it. Not a biggie. I'm not going to get upset about that. But when you're coming in and you're sitting down, service industry things, once again, realizing cycles and realizing I don't want to fucking work in the service industry anymore. I've been here for 6 years. I can complain at this point. When you're like 3 years in, you still have some hope left. After a certain amount of time, you're like, wow, I can't do this anymore. $4 on 50, $4 on 100, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, holy shit, am I the most ugly person, smelly person, meanest person in this entire restaurant? Because why the fuck are these people stiffing me on tips? And that's the worst thing about serving, is when you're trying to stay hopeful and you're trying to smile through the pain, even though you're fucking screaming at me and demanding things out of me, and I don't want to go off on you because I'm still trying to have a good fucking day. Let me smile through it. And then they don't fucking give you any money. I'm like, death. I hope your car flips on the fucking way home. That's aggressive. Karma, don't come after me. I'm just being insane. Sometimes you gotta get those emotions out. You know what I mean? And this is gonna be a complaining episode of the podcast, if I'm being honest. But the service industry girlies, they get it, especially when you are trying your fucking hardest. And then they're like, here's $2. It's like, wow, I will just go jump off a fucking cliff. Thank you. I see you. Thanks, babe. Thank you for that. Let me laugh through the pain. It's like as if you were working for a company and they were like, okay, we need you to do this big project. We know you're the only girl for the job. You need to have this project done by 5 p.m. when you're about to clock out. And you do the project, you get it done in a timely manner, even though it was last second and it demanded from you, and you hand it in and you're smiling through the pain and you're ready to go home, and they go, it's not good enough. You need to stay an extra 4 hours. Also, we're not going to pay you for the time you just worked. It's like, and that's a part of the service industry. I know what I was getting myself into, but when it's on top, one on top of another, on top of another, on top of another, it gets to a point where you're like, God damn. Like, if it's one every once in a while, a couple every once in a while, it's okay. Doesn't usually bother me. Even if sometimes I'm having days like this where just like tips are bad and it's just like maybe everybody got paid 2 weeks ago, but they still want to go out. They don't have a lot of money. It's like usually I am a very, very understanding person. Usually I'm the kind of person who's like, you know what? I get it. I've been down bad before, but you still want to go out, experience, enjoy life, have a meal out. I'm not going to take it personally. As long as you say please and thank you. It's when the demanding comes in, when the subhumanness comes in, that I'm like, my dad taught me when I was younger that if anybody disrespects you, feel free to go ahead and fight, especially as a girl and dealing with men. Like if anybody disrespects you, my dad always taught me, just do not take that shit on the chin. Feel free to go ahead and swing back if they swing. And that's been something I've really been trying to work out of my system, especially working in the service industry and dealing with some crazy ass fucking people. Like literally insane. I've had a man threaten to shoot me before. Trump's America. That's literally what it's causing. Like insane customers. And literally it's so crazy because they expect you to just smile through it. Luckily, the place I'm working at now, the owner is not receptive to disrespectful customers, and he owns multiple nightclubs in like Turkey and many other countries and has worked in them and constantly works in them and travels to go take care of them and make sure that everybody's doing well. Like he knows how to deal with rowdy customers, so he's quick to kick a person out. He is quick. If he feels like his servers are disrespected, he is quick to remove them immediately. I'm not the one to like raise problems like that, and I understand the problem wasn't that big, so really I just had to do my best through it. But my God, that 8-hour shift sucked the life out of me. Absolutely sucked the life out of me. I was feeling pretty tired when I left, and then I got home and it really just spiraled. Like especially having a personality disorder and really having difficulty controlling your emotions and making sure they're in a good place. When you do get to that negative place, it's way harder to climb yourself back out than it is to go deeper. So I just started sobbing, and when I tell you I cried for maybe 6 hours, literally sobbing, snotty, tears. My boyfriend's at home having a good day, and I come home and I'm just like, and he's like, what the fuck is happening? He thinks I'm mad at him. I'm not mad at him. I'm trying to like explain through tears like what's going on. I just had a shitty morning. Nothing in particular, just like overwhelming in general. He's like, what the fuck do I do? Like, oh my God, this girl's losing it. Like, let me give her a little hug, whatever it is. But I cried for 6 hours, probably longer. I'm not gonna lie. I got off my shift at like 3:30, And then I cried until 10:30 probably. But listen, sometimes you just have to have those days. I feel like I talked about this in a podcast previously. I was like, I don't cry that often, but when I do cry, it's like a long cry. It's like almost like an emotional purge of just like everything that's built up inside me. And it's not like I'm pulling a white straight man move where it's like, we don't cry, we don't feel emotions, that's not cool. It's like, no, I feel them, it's just I don't let them overwhelm me. And when they do get overwhelming, it gets super overwhelming, you know what I mean? And sometimes when you are getting that overwhelmed, the best thing you can absolutely do for yourself is just like remove yourself from the equation. Not like that way, I just realized what that might have sounded like. Remove yourself from society and retreat to a safe place, okay, where you can feel these things out and release them. I feel like the way I was feeling yesterday was a massive and incredible culmination of just how I have been feeling over the past couple years, which is, listen, I recommend to everybody work in the service industry, especially if you're young and you need quick cash money now. I need my bills paid. Bitch, get a serving job ASAP. I guarantee you will make good money. The amount of lawyers, doctors, nurses, electrical engineers who could not find a job in their field right out of college, maybe they lost their job, whatever it is, and then go to serving and make the same amount of money they would have with a high degree in a high paying field is insane. It is an option for everybody. It is a great option for everybody. It is a great backup to fall on. If you do not know what you want to do with your life, but you need your bills paid, go serve, go bartend. I highly recommend it. It is the one major way that I have been able to live the life that I have and kind of live extravagantly alongside my peers who are having $150,000 salaries a year is because I serve and I work. And I mean, I have multiple jobs, but it is quick cash fast and it is great. But also, I can't do this fucking job for the rest of my life or I am going to end up an old, miserable alcoholic. And that just cannot fly. That is not the person I want to become. I was slowly seeing myself kind of fall into patterns and behaviors that I was not happy about. And I feel like, especially with the Capricorn full moon, I just kind of snapped. And I was like, you know what? I'm feeling this way, but I'm feeling this way because I'm feeling like I'm in a place that I don't want to be anymore, and I am ready to grow and emerge and transform and really dive headfirst into the next stage of my life. That is exactly what the Capricorn full moon was about. Raising those emotions, forcing you to feel them and deal with them accordingly, and then move forward. I don't know if you guys felt the same way I did. Let me know below. I don't know if you were realizing maybe patterns of behavior that you need to break, transform, different lives that you want to step into or leave behind. But that's exactly what you should be feeling and dealing with, and you should move forward accordingly. Do not fall back into old patterns. If you recognize things about yourself that you don't like, the beautiful thing about it is we can change. You can choose something different. You can move on to something different. So honestly, I kind of needed that. I really did need that. I really did need something to open my eyes and show that, you know what? Sure, it was good for me for a while, but now it's time to move forward into the next stage of your life, especially turning 25 and like my frontal lobe really fully developing and really trying to focus on who I want to be in 5 years and where do I want to be at 30 and how am I going to get there. I'm just realizing a lot of things I need to change and different ways I need to grow, but now is the time to implement those things. If you start the work now, in 5 years, it will feel like you are a completely different human being and probably a completely different human being in a much better way. So, shout out to all the rude fucking people yesterday. It made me just realize I do not want to fucking deal with you anymore. And I want to be on my own vibe. And I'm tired of just being like the punching bag for people who have an ego complex. Oh, if I was not clocked in, I would have humbled those people so quickly. But sometimes you just gotta smile through the pain. Ha ha ha. What a weird fucking thing to say. I'm gonna move on. I'm gonna go cry in the walk-in. Oh, I'm tired of the service industry. But hey, you gotta make money somehow. You know what I mean? Anyways, moral of the story is sometimes you gotta get fed up with yourself and the world around you in order to make a change. Especially me. Like, I'm such a hard-headed bitch. I don't see the signs until they're like literally an inch away from my face. Also, pretty sure I have a concussion from hitting my fucking head, so no wonder I was just like sobbing and tired and exhausted. Also, I've been wearing the wrong contacts recently, thus my giant like 70s glasses are one. Also, I'm probably blending into this couch. I didn't even realize. Listen, today's a silk robe, no contacts kind of day. That's exactly the vibe I'm going for. But I've been wearing the wrong contacts, so my like depth perception has been off and it's been giving me a headache. It was just a mess. It was a mess. It was really showing me like, bitch, we need to get it together. We need to move forward and move forward in a way that really brings the dream life to us. So that's what I'll be focusing on. I'm kind of retreating from the world as I enter my weekend. My weekend is usually Mondays, Tuesdays. So I think me and my boyfriend are going to go to the river this evening and just kind of get into nature and put on my hiking boots and breathe in some fresh air and really cleanse away the stress that I've been feeling kind of unnecessarily. I don't know. It's just all accumulated, but I need to wash it away in some fresh water and just like listen to the birds and not think for a bit. That is the best way to really heal after dealing with society for too long, if I'm being honest. So that's the plan for today. I'm going to make me a yummy lunch. I'm going to hang out with you guys. I'm going to smoke a fat bowl. Okay? Really just take the edge off. And today is all about, turning things around, having a little laugh, finding inspiration, finding motivation, taking a cumulative deep breath and releasing it together. Literally all I wanted to do last night was just go outside and just like scream and let it out. But I don't want to really scare anybody, so we're going to do that on a mental level today together with our little smoke sesh. Sorry to make you guys listen to me complain for like 25 minutes, but I have a feeling that a lot of my spiritual work has been very intuitive, especially working with people and like tarot and things like that. Also, a lot of my astrology interpretations are very intuitive. And I love getting on this podcast and chatting with you guys because I do think a lot of the things that you may be feeling that you're going through alone, so many other people are going through the same thing together, okay? You are not alone in the way you feel. I know I had a really bad fucking day yesterday, but I'm sure so many of you guys are listening to this and being like, you know what? Me too. Why was I feeling that way? What can I take from it? So even though I might be complaining for 20 minutes, hopefully we can kind of learn together and move forward together and understand that we are never alone in the way we feel, and together we can kind of hold each other's hands and walk each other home and make sure we get home safe together. So hopefully we can learn something and do better and share a little laugh today. That's really the main goal. Escape from the chaos of the world and kind of back into our own inner world of peace and fun and joy. That's the goal. Anyways, let's smoke a little bowl, take the edge off, and get into your guys' questions. Cheers. All right, babes, let's hit this. Last night to heal my soul, though, I was like, I either need dim sum, some jjajangmyeon noodles, black bean noodles, or like some sort of like warm, spicy noodle in my belly. So my boyfriend was so sweet, and he watched me roll around and cry on the floor, very scared in the corner. And I was like, I just want noodles. Everything was closing. It's Sunday. It's 9 p.m. I'm hungry. I'm sobbing. My head hurts. I can't make a decision. And he got me some green curry rice noodles with some chicken, and it was so yummy and just what I needed. We smoked, took a dab. We finished the last episode of The Boys this season. Honestly, great show. Very gory, but I read the comics. My coworker lent me the comics, and like artistically, very interesting story. And I love the interpretation from comic to TV show because I'm so fucking tired of seeing people like reboot things that have already been made. Like, babe, they were good. You can let something be good without having to rehash it. You can let something be good and just enjoy the original without having to recreate something. Because I feel like when you recreate something and you do it badly, it takes away from the original in some sort of way. I hate it. They're filming a new Freaky Friday resurgence. Loved Freaky Friday. Great. 10 out of 10 movie. But I'm so nervous to see the second, because it's if you do something badly and the original was so good, I genuinely believe it takes away from it. So seeing people find inspiration maybe in different media forms and bring it to life in a different kind of media and still pay homage is so good. I love seeing that artistic interpretation. We need more of that. More books to movies, more comics to movies, video games to movies. Would love to see. Anyways, The Boys is great if you need something to binge watch. It is pretty gory, I'm not gonna lie, but the comics are way worse. Not in a weird way, just in a detailed way. You know what I mean? But The Boys is a great show to kind of binge watch. And then we started watching. We got so high. You know when you we got to get our movies off of F movies or whatever, 1, 2, 3 movies, F movies, those websites where it's everybody just mass uploads. I think this is low-key ILLEGAL. Did I spell that fucking right? Listen, I'm a little high. I can't fucking spell, but you know what I'm talking about. Where they just re-upload movies and TV shows, and we were so high, we were watching a film on camera that someone had recorded, and we had no clue until halfway through. And we're why does the audio like this? And we're oh my god, someone recorded this in the theater. What the fuck? Why are we watching this? But we were watching A Quiet Place the first day or whatever. Honestly, we got halfway through. Pretty good. Halfway through, 40 minutes into a movie that was filmed on camera. Bad quality, but honestly, I was enthralled. I was so invested. But yeah, I need new TV show recommendations. I think I'm gonna rewatch Succession. Oh, that show was so good. Oh, to be in the depths and the drama of rich people's lives. Not a Real Housewives kind of vibe, more a company business owning kind of vibe. I want to know what the Getty family is the oil tycoon family. You're so rich and so fucking out of touch. I want to see the drama. I don't want to be involved, but I would like to watch it, I do need to watch Succession again. And that's really it. If you have good TV show recommendations or movie recommendations, let me know. But that's what I've been watching. Some of you guys have been asking me what kind of content I consume, podcasts, YouTube, movies. So I think I'm going to do a monthly roundup. This is inspired by someone on TikTok. I did not come up with this. I'm definitely forgetting her name. If you know her, shout out. But they do media of the month and all the media they consumed of the month, books, TV shows, movies, things like that. I think I'm going to start keeping track of that so I can share with you guys every month. If you want to see that, let me know. But I do get a lot of questions what are you watching? So I feel instead of sharing it every week, I'll do a roundup every month and kind of give you guys some inspiration on long form media to consume that is not just TikTok reel. But honestly, I've been shifting to reels. Has anybody else been shifting to reels recently? TikTok, I'm over. I cannot do TikTok shop. Instagram is going to ruin themselves if they do anything like TikTok shop. They already do kind of have a shop feature, but bitch, I ain't using that. And the ads and the pushing the ads, it's too much. So I really have moved to reels. I don't know if you guys have. Let me know. I wish I had a chat up. Maybe I should start live streaming. So many ideas. It's so funny that I hit such a low rock bottom point and I just cry for 8 hours, smoke a bowl, and I'm wow, life is good. I'm feeling great. What am I going to do? What am I going to create? Let's get into it. Oh, I love just the swing of emotions. All right, let's actually genuinely question roulette this bitch, since I decided to just ramble for 30 minutes. So sorry about that. Let's see how many questions I can get to, because this is kind of what I do on the Patreon. On the Patreon, I answer every single question, and there are a lot of questions every week. So best believe I be working my way through those detailed, getting to the point, okay? Let's get to the point. Let's get to all your questions. Let's see what's on your mind. Someone said, tips for adjusting back into the school routine in the fall. I'm starting law school. Eek. I love and miss school so much because it's a forceful routine. You know what I mean? You have no choice. Your class is already scheduled. They're already at a certain time. There's already a, outline of what you need to do and when tests are going to be and all that stuff. It is kind of kind of so nice, and you only realize how nice it is once you're outside of it. Grass is always green on the other side, let's be real. So I say embrace it. Embrace it, okay? If you know you're gonna have a certain routine, if you know things are gonna be on certain days, adjust and expect. I think things will go best for you if you do it that way. As in, get a planner, go over the syllabus, write it all in on a yearly schedule, yearly planner, so you are on top of things and not feeling behind. The big thing about procrastination is you fear that you're not going to be good enough, so you just don't do it. Okay? I'm scared, oh, it won't work out for me. I'm scared this is going to happen. Oh, but what if I can't do it? Bitch, you don't know until you fucking do it. And the amount of anxiety that procrastination is going to cause versus just being on top of it and staying peaceful and mindful of what you need to do, it's so much more worth it. Trust me. Trust me from a previous procrastination girly who would put it off. Oh, but I do better when I do it last minute. No, you do not. No, you do not. And the grades will show that. The work will show that the grades are so much better when you actually put in the fucking work. So in order for the work to be a little bit easier and a little bit more manageable, especially in school and in harder schools, I went to nursing school, bitch, I get it. Law school is a whole different level. Props to you. My brother did law school, and my God, he is the smartest person that I fucking know. But also that is a challenge, okay? The best way to win a challenge and do good in a challenge is to be expectant of the challenge. You're going to fail the challenge if you're assuming it's going to be easy. Assume it's going to be hard, take precaution, adjust the routine, make sure you are aware of what's going on. It will make the smaller, detailed, harder work, such as studying, writing, things like that, so much easier. Please expect the routine, adjust accordingly, and also enjoy. I know it's gonna fucking suck, but you're gonna miss those nights where you gotta sit in the library for 8 hours, literally engorging your brain. I miss doing that so much. I think I'm going back to school all the time. So understand that you are so lucky to be able to do this. Do not take it for granted. And the best thing you can do always when it comes to school is simply do your best. Restarting your life and moving after the most toxic relationship of your life. This is the first day to the start of your life. You chose peace. You chose what is good for you. I am so proud of you for doing that. That is the hardest choice you will ever have to make in this lifetime. Find peace in that and continue choosing better for yourself, okay? There's this amazing tweet by this girly I love, online internet guru wizard, Swoon. She is so knowledgeable, and basically the antithesis of the quote is, when you enter a new era of your life, it is like walking into a large room and being the only person in it. That can feel super isolating. That can feel super lonely. But also, that room is waiting to be filled, and you are the person in charge of filling it, and you have so many options open. The world is completely open to you, and how beautiful is that? You know what I mean? You made the hard decision. Everything else from here is going to be so much easier if you keep enacting on that feeling of what is best for me. What do I deserve? Let me hold myself to some standards so I keep receiving good things. You are going to be so blessed. The universe always delivers when you decide to make a hard choice. The universe always will throw gifts at you if you change onto a better course for yourself, a better life plan for yourself. The universe will always gift you with something. So understand, blessings are coming your way. You are deserving of everything good. I am proud of you. The world is completely opening its arms up to you, to receiving and giving positivity and goodness in your direction. So make sure those steps that you take are in a positive one towards the best life that you want to live. The world is yours. The world is yours. Absolutely. Every single decision we make in life is a decision that's going to put us on a course of action towards a future us. What kind of future you do you want to be? Who do you want to be? What do you want to achieve? Where do you want to live? All of those things you can make a reality if you just do the work. I saw someone say, my entire life changed when I learned a dream written down with a date becomes a goal broken down into steps becomes a plan, and a plan backed by action becomes reality. Love you. Someone asked how to get out of a creative rut. I'm so burnt out, I can't even make art. You can make art. You need to switch it up. I have been a notorious drawing person, acrylics person, and I've gotten to many different forms of art and tried everything. And I feel like the best way to kind of force yourself out of a creative rut is to try a new medium. Always, always. If you're used to designing t-shirts, graphic design, things like that, switch it to watercolors. Switch it to oil painting. Start doing working with clay, making plates, pottery. Switch it. Make a change. It will force you to kind of see things in a different creative light, in a different way of viewing things. I view artists as kind of putting on different glasses, because you do need to be able to look at the art in different ways based on the medium that you're using. So if you are in a creative rut and you're used to doing something and you just can't draw anymore, you used to draw all the time but you just can't draw anymore, start doing pottery. Okay, I did airbrushing for a while. Today I moved on to watercoloring, and I've challenged myself every day to just do like one watercolor painting. It doesn't have to be good. I'm not holding myself to any standards. The challenge isn't in how good the art is. The challenge is in learning how to use the medium and just having fun. It doesn't have to be a good page, but attempting to do one page every day. I guarantee it will build inspiration inside of you. It will build the desire to be more creative and try new things, and you will continue down a better path than if you just don't do anything. The best way to get through a creative block is kind of force yourself out of your comfort zone, see things from a new perspective, in new lenses. Okay, try something new. If you are a creative person, you're lacking that creativity, it's because you're not looking at the world around you and trying new things. You're not forcing yourself out of your box. Okay, you got to get out of your box a little bit. I have been a notorious acrylic and oil paint girly because I make a lot of mistakes. I like to change things. I'm indecisive. I want to be able to scrape that paint away or paint on top of it and move on. But I feel like it's kind of stifled me because I know I can do anything. And one thing that I've been too afraid to ever try is watercolors, because it's very hard to go over things. Like once it's down on that paper, it's down. Okay, like it's there. So I was like, fuck it. It's something I've always been afraid of. It's something I've never really decided to work with. Let's do it. Let's do it. I haven't made art in probably 8 months. That's too long. That's too long for a creative girly. And the only person holding me back is me, because I keep thinking I need to make perfect things. Things aren't going to be perfect on the first try. Ever. The reason it becomes perfect is through trial, constant and error, and perseverance to do better. Okay? Not from a random creative spark that just creates greatness. That does happen, but is more rare than simply putting in the work and trial and error and doing better accordingly. So challenge yourself. Try something new. I love my little cute one watercolor painting a day. It takes maybe 10 minutes, okay, out of my time. Watercolor is great because there's like no mess. Simple cleanup. I let it air dry. You know what I mean? I clean my brushes. And it's really forced me to kind of tap back into that creative side of myself. So I encourage everybody to get out of their comfort zone every once in a while, especially if you feel like not only like a creative rut, but also just like stuck in life. I encourage you to get out of your bubble, see from a new perspective, try new things, force yourself out of your comfort zone. You will grow because of it. How to do casual? Right. I don't do casual. I am all in it or nothing. And I find beauty in that, and that's why I don't want to take away from it. But I understand, like, people want to have a casual relationship. People still want to kind of like give and receive sex and love without being committed. That's like a huge trend or whatever. Anyways, I think the best way to do casual is not by having a friends with benefit relationship. Bitch, what's the benefit? There is no benefit, okay? You're just going to get attached to this person. It's very normal to get attached to a person when giving and receiving sex, because that's exactly the whole fucking point of it. You are making love. People don't realize that's exactly what's going on. If you keep doing that with the same person over and over and over and over again, your brain's going to get really confused no matter how you truly feel in your heart, because of the overwhelming love chemicals you two are creating together. It is a bonding experience. People have seemed to have forgotten that. The casual part of it all, I think, can come from like simple one night stands, one-off men, here and there kind of men or women, whatever you're into. But the friends with benefits relationship, unless you have many rules and regulations in place that you guys are both adhering to and standing honest by, they always get complicated, and it's never worth it. It isn't. I say if you want casual, girl, go to a bar, have a little chit chat, meet a person, talk with them for like 5-6 hours, go run around the town together, and then, you know, make sure you're both safe, have a conversation about protection, make sure you're on birth control, whatever it is, girl, pull up a condom, whatever it needs to be. All right. And then have some fun. Okay. Maybe get a little breakfast bagel in the morning, move on with your life. I genuinely believe that's kind of the best way to do casual, but I do think the friends with benefits and situationships nowadays, those get messy so fast and are just, simply put, not casual at all. Like, go out, have fun, enjoy your life. I feel like people have adhered away from casual and more into friends with benefits, which is a little bit more emotionally taxing because of the whole like body count discourse and people not wanting to up their body count. So they just keep going back to people that they have had experiences with but maybe aren't the best for them mentally. When in reality, like, life's meant to be lived. If you're not enjoying a person and they're not enjoying you, or like it's just not going to work out, girl, move on. Who cares? You know what I mean? Go out, go live, go enjoy. If you truly, truly are not ready for a relationship and you genuinely just want casual, just go out on a night on the town. Don't focus on sex. Don't focus on hookups. It'll come to you when it comes to you. Make sure you are staying protective, and don't put your morals and your needs and wants aside for the sake of casualness. You know what I mean? Someone said smoked too much weed, took way too much, and freaked out. Is this really for me? I always like to give this PSA every once in a while, especially maybe to people who are not used to consuming weed or are new to it. Anxiety and paranoia is a side effect of weed, okay? It is going to happen no matter what, especially if you take too much. It's a side effect, okay? It's not you. It's not your brain. It is a genuine reaction that's going to be caused when your brain is going to be changed from a chemical substance. Very normal, very real, very human reaction and feeling. Now, I also like to call it a side effect / symptom because I do think it happens pretty often to a lot of people. And if that's something that you do not think you can deal with or handle or want to experience, then I do not recommend it for you. I like to be very real when it comes to how weed affects people. I'm not going to be one of those fucking hippie dreadlock girlies on here being like, weed is the best thing that happened to me, and everybody needs to be high constantly to see how beautiful the world is around them. Like, babe, no, I understand that negativity can come out of anything, and I'm going to be very real with the basic negatives, especially of a substance. So maybe people don't experience that paranoia and that fear if they don't want to. It's very real. It's going to happen. Please understand in the moment, it's not a you thing. It is a substance thing. I feel like that helps me get through it more than anything, where it's just like, well, I can't get higher than this. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to come down eventually. You know, the paranoia is going to go away eventually. At least I know it's only just like a for now thing. But I do have a couple recommendations, especially if you find yourself in that paranoia. If you don't like it, maybe weed's not for you. That's a sign. Please take the sign accordingly. We all have different experiences and effects from different things. It's okay if it doesn't react well with you. It's okay if you don't like something. Very normal. Listen to that gut feeling. Move forward. I learned this one with my little drug dealer first boyfriend ever in my life. I ate a whole pan of edibles one time, and of course, started having a freak out. My grandma just died. I was going through it. I was in a bad relationship. I had just baked a whole pan of brownies that I was about to fling out of my dorm room basically to people for money. I was a chaotic little child. And I ate the whole pan. When I tell you, I felt like I was in one of those like carnival things where you're like walking down like a little bridge, but like there's a circle going around you and it's spinning and you're trying to like stay upright because your equilibrium is off. That's exactly what happened to me. I was so high. And when I tell you this man shoved a dab pen in my face and said, hit this, I said, do you want things to be bad for me? Like, what's going on? Why do you hate me? He's like, no, it is only CBD. CBD is supposed to be in weed for a reason. I genuinely believe that. I've been a big proponent of CBD for my entire career. I have worked with a CBD brand that I love and miss dearly. Please come back to me. Anyways, Love CBD, great thing, changed my life. I always am a big proponent to people, especially people who maybe have had bad experiences with weed and want to maybe have a good experience with it. I do think CBD is great for people. It is the calming effect of the weed. The THC is what gets you that psychedelic experience. The CBD is what offsets it and neutralizes it, okay? They're supposed to go hand in hand. I don't know why these people are fucking, these like growers are breeding out all of the CBD in the weed. Like, I don't mind a little bit of it. It keeps the paranoia at bay. Okay. Tell me why I smoke weed now and it feels like I'm receiving a lobotomy. Like, we don't need to have it that strong. Okay. Like, I have to do things. I got to go clean my house. I don't need to be in a coma for 4 hours. Anyways, he put this dab pen in my face. I immediately see red. Like, how dare you? It's CBD. When I tell you that saved me, especially when I felt like I was in a place that I wasn't going to come out of, it can be very scary and very overwhelming, especially when you're not in your right mind. And CBD can kind of neutralize and reverse the effects of paranoia in weed, especially if you feel it quite often. I have a manager or previous manager, love her dearly. She hates weed. Bad experiences, not good, cannot smoke it at all, cannot even have a inkling of THC in her system. She's gonna freak out. I gave her these like CBD gummies that were only CBD, of course. I think it was like 0.02% THC, like too low. It's no big deal. She loved these things, loved them. She had a hard time sleeping. She couldn't take melatonin because her dreams would be crazy. And I'm like, okay, we'll try these CBD gummies. Loves them, calms her, equalizes her, puts her ass to bed. There are benefits of CBD even outside if you smoke weed. But if you have extreme paranoia, maybe when you're going to the dispo, let's buy those gummies that are like 50-50 in order to make sure that we're having a good experience. I love just like plain CBD flower and mixing it in with a little bit of my weed. I love the effects that it has, especially on like afternoon, morning, early evening smoking. I feel like it's the perfect kind of high. But yes, paranoia, anxiety, it is a side effect. It's going to happen. There's nothing wrong with you. If it's something that you do not enjoy, maybe this isn't the thing for you, and that's okay. Please listen to your body and your experiences. But also, why the hell is weed so strong nowadays? Please keep the CBD in it. I'm begging. Someone said advice on how to be patient to let love come to you. Your girl is feeling lonely. P.S. I love you so much. I love you. Thank you for that. So when it comes to love, the best love will always find you when you least expect it. And you're like, babe, I'm tired of having my fucking back to the world. When the hell is it going to find me? You got to put yourself out there. I do truly believe that. You got to not only like open yourself up to receiving, but also don't receive everything. You know what I mean? Go out to little bars, have a little flirt, hit people up, be on the apps, enjoy, peruse. You know what I mean? You got to be open. You can't have your back facing the world. But also the second hand of that is when it comes when you least expect it is you need to be able to hold yourself to a standard of what you want, that you don't accept everything. So when something finally does show up, it does kind of feel like a missing puzzle piece. It does kind of feel like it fits in naturally to the life that you want to live. That's when that beautiful kind of love shows up. So open your heart, put yourself out there, go try different things, say hi, hit on people. You're single, live your best life, be a little delusional in that sort of sense. You know what I mean? But still have standards and ideas of what you want, and make sure that you are living a healthy, good lifestyle for yourself, so that when that person does show up, they fit in perfectly. And if people don't fit in naturally, it's okay to understand that maybe that person is not the right person for you. Learn that sooner rather than later. Learn that sooner than like 2 years in and you're like, who the fuck did I marry part 89? You know what I mean? Have standards, live your best life, and open your heart up to the world around you. Be kind to people. The universe will push that energy your way tenfold. Thoughts on treating yourself only when you've earned it? That's a slippery slope for me because every second of my life I feel like I've earned it. That's my problem. I'm like, I just cried for 6 hours. You know what? I did the emotional work. Let me get some food. You know what I mean? Or it's like, I worked a 3-hour shift. Fuck it. Let me buy something off Depop. It's like, I have the opposite problem where it's like I constantly feel like I've earned it. I constantly feel like I'm going through something, so I'm like, fuck it. Let me get a little sweet treat for myself. You know what I mean? Now, if you hold yourself to like unachievable standards, you're never going to like give yourself something good. Please understand, especially happy Leo season, okay? Every moment is a second for celebration. And if you wait to wear that dress or do that thing until the timing is right, guess what? The time's going to be over. Every second is a means to celebration. Every second is a means to enjoyment and fulfillment. That's what this life is about. Okay, you're going to be on your deathbed being like, why did I only wear that beautiful dress once? Instead of, oh, I should have wore that dress like every Friday. I'm so happy I wore it out every weekend. Who cares if I was always in the same thing? You know what? I enjoyed it to the fullest extent. You know what I mean? You deserve good things. You deserve to enjoy life and celebrate a little. You know what I mean? Now, don't overindulge like I tend to do, okay? Your bank account will really regret it, I promise. Someone said, please post more vlogs. I live for them. That's all TBH Illy. I love you. I'm planning on doing like an end of summer vlog, kind of like summer bucket list vlog that should be out mid-August. So stay tuned. But yeah, I'm trying to post more vlogs. I'm trying to get my content up. I love doing this podcast for sure every week, but I'm also like, what else can I create? What else can I do? And you guys have loved the vlogs, so I am planning a couple new ones. Stay tuned. Go follow the YouTube at Smokes That Shoddy. Someone said, I know you've worked with kids before. Do you have any tips starting a job at a daycare soon? Yes, I have worked with kids. I have been a private in-home nanny, and I also was a 2-year-old daycare teacher. So I have worked with many children. My biggest amount was I was in charge of 24 2-year-olds with one assistant. It was a lot. It was a lot. My 2 top tips when it comes to working with children or in childcare is don't be afraid to get a little silly. I love working with kids because when I'm around adults too much, I feel like I'm wearing like a skin suit. Like I'm pretending too much. Like I feel like a little puppet. I'm like, I have to adhere to certain like social things and I, can't be super silly. I don't want to weird anybody out. But kids, they don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? Like they're weird, they're silly. You got to get on their level a little bit. Tap into like the fun and silliness that childhood brings, okay? That will help you when the stressful shit comes out, okay? When they won't listen, when one of them has a blowout, when they're screaming and crying and rolling around on the floor. It's like it lets you see the humorous sides of things and kind of take it on the chin instead of getting overwhelmed with it. So I really recommend diving into the silliness of life. I think you're really going to enjoy it. I always loved working with children because it did bring me out of that like rigidness that I had adopted in adulthood and really taught me to just like enjoy and see the world from different perspectives and really focus on the little things, especially when their worlds are so small that everything around them means so much. So make sure you're a positive impact on their life. How to find balance between a healthy lifestyle and a party girl. Ooh, this is a great fucking question. So I feel like it's hard because they kind of like negate each other. You know what I mean? Like the healthy girl lifestyle is great. You feel so well rested. And then you go out for a party night and it feels like you've kind of regressed in some sort of way. I do think to have a good balance between like a healthy lifestyle and the party girl lifestyle is it's kind of like the 80-20 rule. Same thing with like eating out and stuff like that. 80% of the time, healthy lifestyle, okay? We're going to try and go to bed early. We're going to make sure we're eating our greens. We're going to be kind to ourselves and take care of ourselves. Now, 20% of the time, you can lose your shit. You can go crazy. You can go balls to the wall. Maybe that's like once a week. Maybe it's a weekend out once a month. Whatever your 80-20 looks like is good for you. But make sure it's 80-20, okay? We can't do a 4-day bender, 2-day healthy lifestyle. You're not going to feel good. You're not going to be able to really fully take care of yourself. I think the best balance when it comes to like healthiness of stability, routine, feeding yourself, making sure you're taking care of yourself, going to bed early, getting sleep, TLC versus sometimes you got to let the monster out once a week or once a month and just go out and party and have a good time. I also think there's a safe way of partying where It's not like the benders that I've been on where, you're just going out for some drinks and maybe you're out till 1 a.m. latest. Then you go home, you get a good 8 hours, and you wake up the next day feeling good. The 3-day benders are not going to be a fun way of living. It's really going to negate the work you did in that kind of like healthy era of your life, and it's going to regress you a little bit. So make sure your partying is also on a healthy level. The older I get, the less I can party. I used to go on benders for like months. Like I'm talking, I would show up and I'd clock in, but mentally was I there? No, I was not. I was ready to go out and drink and do a plethora of drugs that I found on the floor. Like I think back to that and I'm like, holy shit. How did I have the energy? Because I was not living any sort of like healthy lifestyle on the side. That's for sure. I was eating Taco Bell and like barely sleeping. I don't know how I had the energy to do that. It was probably the unregulated Molly. But it will slowly kill you. It will. I feel like I'm 80 now. It is not a healthy lifestyle to live. If you're finding yourself there, take a look around you. Do you think this is something you can continue doing forever? No. Have fun, you know what I mean? But also be safe. Please have a healthy balance. It will make sure the partying will be able to go longer in your life. It makes sure that at 60 you can still have as much fun as you did at 20, You know what? It's one of those kind of days. I don't remember the last time I smoked a couple bowls with you all before, but like I need to chill today. I am on major chill vibes only today. The only plans I have today are oiling my hair, icing my head from whacking it on the fucking ceiling, escaping the city and getting into nature, probably taking a long hot fucking bath and smoking a couple bowls along the way. So with that being said, cheers. Let's get into a couple more of your questions. We'll do a little bit of a longer episode today, and then I got to go. But I love you. Let's hit this. Why will my boyfriend not say sorry for things he has done? He is actually incapable. My boyfriend always says, there's this funny tweet that like kills me, but every time we get into an argument or his friends are like, well, why doesn't she do something, blah, blah, blah. He's like, me and my girl don't fight. She just hit me over the head with a rock and I apologize. And honestly, listen, I'll admit when I'm wrong, but like my parents, I never saw them fight. I just saw my mom like randomly start crying, and then my dad would be like, I'm so sorry, like let me give you a hug, let me make it up to you, let's move on. And that's why they were able to move on pretty quickly and do pretty good in their marriage. And honestly, I never really saw them fight. It's because my dad always apologized. Even if he knew he wasn't in the wrong, he's like, fuck it, I don't want to get into it. Like, I don't care. Sometimes I even feel that way, where it's like, I know I haven't done anything wrong, and I know my boyfriend's just pissed off for no reason, but I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. I'm sorry. I don't really want to do this right now. Like, let's not get into it. Someone just needs to apologize. I don't really care who it is. Let's just move on. Like, fuck it. I'll say sorry. And I feel like, especially in partnerships, that kind of mentality is really important, where it's like, I'm not interested in the fighting of it all. Like, I understand someone's probably wrong, or maybe nobody is wrong. Maybe we're just both having bad days. Maybe one person's having a bad day, high emotional day, whatever it is. That was me yesterday. My boyfriend did nothing wrong, but he sat me down and looked me in the eyes, and he was like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Whatever you went through sucks. That sucks. I see you. I see how stressed out you are. I'm sorry. When people are incapable of saying sorry, especially for things they've done, that is a major red flag in my book. That is a major, major red flag, because how are you going to take accountability and do better in your life if you can't see wrong things you have done, address them, and seek better? Hello. And I do think that's an adult skill you pick up. I feel like, especially when you're in your younger 20s, you still have a lot of that ego, that me main characterness. Like, no, I can never be wrong because this is my reality and I only see good things about myself. I only see that I'm right. That will not get you far in life. That will keep you chained down to the ego. We do not want to be in our ego. We need to understand that we're humans. We're going to fuck up sometimes. That's okay. That is okay. You deserve forgiveness, but you got to put the work in. You got to say, I'm sorry. Talk about the Cody Ko situation, okay? Bitch, that man Is it too late now to say sorry? Dancing behind a DJ podium, not one word spoken. Hello? You would not be in this much trouble if you were just like, you know what? But also, like, can he really admit, because that's like a crime? Anyways, I'm not his lawyer, but I can tell you that a majority of the anger he is facing is because he is not owning up to his shit and doing better. People will always hold more of a place in their hearts for you if they recognize that you recognize that sometimes we just fuck up, and you have the heart and the respect for the other person to say sorry. If he can't say sorry, if he can't own up to things, if he can't see that he's a human being and sometimes we fuck up and my partner is deserving of respect and an apology, then are they really a good partner for you? And I've dated a Capricorn man, okay? I know what it's like to never get an apology and they always think they're right. It is not a way to live. It really is not, and it's going to fully drain you, especially if it's a reoccurring constant theme in your relationship. If you just find your boyfriend like kind of hard-headed every once in a while, no biggie. But if he can genuinely never see that he's wrong, run, okay? Please run as far and as fast as you can. How to get yourself out of an I hate myself phase. There's a lot of mental work you can do, such as changing up your routine, switching things, adjusting accordingly. Bitch, get on Pinterest, scroll through those pins, see things, dream, idealize, really just work forward to a better version of yourself. But also, I have a very quick tip as well. I feel like when I am in a I hate myself phase, I feel like I want to like shed my skin. I feel like I need to metamorphosis and it's not happening at a level quick enough for me to see. Of course, change is not going to be overnight. It does take time and steps and working forward. I get that. But sometimes, babe, I need to see a change overnight. So what I do, this is like kind of like a physical ritual I do with myself. That's kind of like on the spiritual side of like ritualistic, but also very transformative and gives you an overnight change. I make an at-home like salt and sugar body scrub, and I get into the shower or the bathtub and I sit in there and I turn on a jazz album, I light a candle, I turn the lights off, and I scrub myself from head to toe in a salt and sugar body scrub. Not only is it going to make your body so moisturized, nourished, it's going to physically remove old layers of yourself. You're going to feel like a baby that just fell out of the womb, okay? Full of life, soft, open to the world around them. All right, you're going to be able to work through and process those emotions or those things holding you back as you meditate and do this ritual of scrubbing yourself. Another great way to do this is hair oiling. That's why my hair is so long. It's because I would be like going through a fucking crisis. And I hate myself crisis. And I'm like, you know what? Instead of sitting here and spiraling, at least let's like do something with our hands and work through those emotions as I'm spiraling, and also give myself a physical sign of love as I'm spiraling. I feel like when we are indulging in the physical, it transforms into a mental state as well. And when we are showing ourselves love by scrubbing, cleaning ourselves, moisturizing ourselves, combing our hair, it does have a positive mental effect as well, especially when you're taking the time while doing those things to work through those emotions, process, and move forward. Okay, it's a great overnight little thing to do. Maybe I'll make a YouTube video on my salt and sugar body scrub. I think I did one for the Patreon a while back, but that'd be a quick little easy YouTube video to upload this week. You know what? I'll do it. You know what? Fuck it. It'll be out by Friday. So stay tuned. Oh, that's the kind of vibe I'm on right now. I'm like, you know what? Fuck it. What do we have to lose? The world's ours. Let's do it. You know what I mean? Get into the creative side of things. Sure, it's going to be hard, but like, isn't everything? We might as well choose what's hard on us. Thoughts on Biden stepping down? Baby girl, I'm just here to observe. And this has been a crazy week. Literally last week, oh my God. Insane. Political violence, and now this. Literally, America right now feels like a reality television show, and I'm not sure how I feel about that, but I am in the same boots as you, honey, and I feel like we're all just kind of like here for the observation of it all. Like all you can really do is just take it in. And it's quite insane. I'm not going to lie. It has been a roller coaster. Do I have any specific thoughts on it? Not really. Not really. I've been dealing with my own shit. I'm not going to lie. Hey girl, I love the pod. How to deal with girls overstepping boundaries towards my boy. Ooh. If they're your friends, if they're people close to you and they know you're in a relationship and you're close with them and they're trying to overstep your boundaries, A, communicate quickly, and B, if you're close to them and they're constantly going after your man, I do think that's a major red flag. And I think it's a major red flag you should take to heart, whether your boyfriend is entertaining it or not. I do not think I don't think friends behave that way. You know what I mean? Like, bitch, I would never, ever fall for any of the men that my friends are with because, like, they just are not my taste. And also, like, that's my friend's boyfriend. Why the fuck would I ever think about him in any way? Why the fuck would I think about him? Period. You know what I mean? Like, sorry, but I feel like that's kind of how girlfriends' relationships work. I'm like, I don't really care about the boyfriend. He's just kind of a side character. You know what I mean? I'll hear things here and there, but also, like, I'm really just here for my friend. Anyways, if they're like overstepping your boundaries and really getting into your boyfriend, I think that's a red flag. I think you're not crazy. I think you're allowed to state boundaries and say, hey, I'm a little uncomfortable with this behavior. Not sure why you're texting my boyfriend. I don't think you have to hold that inside. But also, if your boyfriend's entertaining it, let's also address both elephants in the room. Now, when it comes to like strangers hitting on them in bars, this has happened quite a few times with me and my boyfriend, where he'll just like be doing his own thing and I'm talking to someone else and I turn around and there's like a girl like up on him and he's like obviously uncomfortable and obviously like not trying to talk to her at all. And I just kind of observe. Like, I'm not the crazy bitch who's gonna like walk up there and pull her hair unless you like physically start touching him. Then we'll have a problem. But like, if you're going up to flirt, I can really just sit back and laugh. And my boyfriend kind of does the same thing when people hit on me, and it's not coming from a place of like, oh, like looking down on your partner or the other person at all. It's really just like I have so much trust in my partner that I know he'll never do anything. So it's just kind of silly seeing people try and pull them because it's like literally impossible. Like, it's impossible. Like, babe, you're talking to a brick wall. It's okay. It's just, it's silly to see. It's funny. And the best way to kind of break that up is just to like walk up and in between it. But don't take it personally, okay? It just means you have a hot boyfriend. Congrats, babe. But also you need to have like, they need to be able to provide you with respect and kind of like reassurance where you get to that point of, I see someone hitting on my boyfriend, but also like, I don't care. like you literally just have a little laugh. If you can't have that much trust in your partner, we got to focus on working on that. Okay. We got to focus on building trust in that relationship. Trust is the most important thing to have in a relationship, always. Literally the basis of the relationship. Someone said going through the universal 19-year-old first love breakup, help. Why has that happened to all of us? Why has that happened to all of us? If I could go back and look my 19-year-old self in the face who just had gotten broken up with and was like crying and rolling around on the floor, I would say, get up. Go do something. Do not sit in your room. The first thing I did after my ex broke up with me is I went to a Christmas party that I was having with my friends. And that was the best decision I ever could have made for myself because I just like forgot. I forgot all about him. Okay. I forget about my emotions. I forgot about how I felt. Sure, I would feel them here and there, but also I'm around people that love me and support me and are there for me. And we're having a good time. We're drinking wine. We're opening up presents. It was great. Okay. Seek out your friends, especially in times of need. That's what your friends are there for. Don't go over and just cry and roll around. I mean, you can do that the first couple of days, but also let's focus on building experiences and going out and experiencing life side by side with people who actually do love you and care about you. Okay? Get around your friends. Number 2, do not talk to them. There is no friends after a relationship, especially when you're young, especially if you were the one getting broken up with. Of course, you still have love for them. You were blindsided. You are going to hang out as quote unquote friends, and your heart is going to break in front of you seeing your now ex-boyfriend treat you as a friend, but also kind of still want to fuck you. It's like, what the fuck do you want from me? Why am I here? Why am I doing this? This is really just hurting me more than anything. You just take time away. It's okay. You do not have to maintain contact. Please take time to yourself to heal, to grow, to change. Because especially at that young of an age, if you do not move on, and keep that person out of your life right then, you're still living like in the existence of who you were in that relationship, as if like you were waiting. Okay? We don't have time to wait. We got to keep growing and changing and moving forward. You guys kill me. I love it. This is a safe space. What do I do if my boyfriend's dick is kind of small? Honestly, I just think you got to get creative. You do. You got to get creative. In fact, he's got to get creative. It's not the size of the boat, it's the motion of the ocean. Whatever that quote is. You know what I mean? Get creative, go to a sex store, try some things, maybe get a little butt plug, have fun, focus on foreplay more than anything. Also, try different positions. Maybe he feels bigger in certain positions than others, okay? Get creative, especially if you love him, but if you're kind of like turned off by it, it's something to think about. Listen, everybody's different sizes, everybody fits together differently. You got to find the right pair of boots that fit. You got to find the right pair of jeans that fit. You got to find the right dick that fits as well. All right? Love you. Experiment, explore, enjoy, find pleasure. Someone said, how do I do call-ins? I haven't done call-ins in a while. I need to do them. It's genuinely my fault. I'm just like clocking into work and posting the questionnaire on Sundays. And I got a little lazy with it. I need to post call-ins and do more of them because I do miss hearing your guys' voice and talking to you guys. But I do call-ins by literally you just submitting a voice memo to my DMs. I would appreciate it if you told me a little TLDR, a little bit about your voicemail before sending it. Give it a title, perhaps. That's what it used to be on the old website I used, which went down. Sad. But it was like, here's a caption, here's a title, and then here's my minute-long voice note. So if you want to send anything in, please do. Sorry I haven't done that in a while. Also, hello to all of my new listeners. I've been doing some numbers and reaching out to people on Instagram. Apparently, the algorithm really picked me up. So a bunch of you guys are finding this podcast. Welcome. Shout out to you. Thank you for joining. Welcome to the Smoke Sesh. Hopefully you can have as much fun as my OG girlies do as well. I've been doing this for 3 years, which is kind of crazy to think about, but I've been having a blast, and I hope you can have some fun with me. Someone said I am dying of a hangover, Hannah. I never want to drink again. Dying. That's going to be me next weekend, honestly. Listen, this past weekend, chaos, insane, high energy, mostly in the negatives. This next weekend, it's going to be the opposite. I am calling it now. It's going to be high positive energy. I will be going out and drinking and having a good time. I'm going to a concert on Saturday with my boyfriend and some of his friends. So I'm just going to go out. I'm going to take some fucking shots and I'm going to enjoy my night and let the demons out. Once again, party girl versus healthy girl lifestyle. You have to let the demons out every once in a while, or else you're going to spiral. You're going to spiral into a negative healthy girl. You know what I mean? I think it's okay to go out and party and have a good time every once in a while, but also like I can't do it as much as I used to. I can't do those 3-day benders. So I'm going to take a day off from work and I'm going to chill and I'm going to enjoy my day. I'm going to get into the forest. Then I'm going to go to the party and have a good time. It's going to be a good little balance of everything. And I'm very excited. It is officially Leo season. So I'm trying to really lean into the glamour of things, really lean into the enjoyment of things, and really just like elevating myself and my life around me and understanding that I can create anything I want in this life. I just have to be the one to take the first step. So learn to take the first step with me. We'll get there together, and I'm excited to see where we all grow and go from here. But I know big things are in store for you, such as they are for me. It's going to be an amazing week. I'm calling it now. Today's going to be a restful day. It's going to be a good start to the week. And then we're just going to do our best from here and really try and enjoy every moment, really get into the glamour of it all, understand that every second is a reason to celebrate, especially because we're alive and we're here. And isn't that so wonderful? I love you all, though. Please stay sane in the chaos of it all. Emotions are a great ally, but they are not a good commander. Please remember that. And take the time to work through them, especially when they do get overwhelming. It's okay to take that day off. It's okay to have a mental health day. It's okay to scream and cry and roll around on the floor. I think we all need that every once in a while. And genuinely, if you don't let the demons out, whether it's partying, that sort of way, they're going to take a hold of you. So release, relinquish, let go, be reborn, step into that open room of possibilities, and really just stand strong by yourself. Understand that emotions can go overwhelming, the world can get overwhelming, but we do have one thing, and that is ourselves always. And some good weed, hopefully. Maybe some good sex as well. That's the trifecta. Add some good food in there. Oh my God, what's better than that? Anyways, I'm going to go run away into the forest for a little bit, but I love you all so much. Thank you for being here with me. Thank you for being you. Stay sexy, stay sane, stay hot. I'll see you all next week. Mwah.